Hey, what's going on, boxing fans? If you saw my post this morning, I said I was gonna do a video of my opinion of why Xander Zayas versus Jahlil Hackett is the best fight you can make at 154 pounds, and why it's the best business move fight you can make at 154 pounds for both fighters, especially Xander Zayas. Everybody saw Xander Zayas win the 154-pound WBO title. Congratulations. Shout out to that young man and his team. I've been seeing him since the amateurs. I know the type of young man that he was in the amateurs. I didn't expect anything less for him in the pros. So shout out to him and his team. Shout out to the top-ranked team for getting him in a position where he could be a champion. Jahlil is on his trajectory. You saw him this past month fight Elijah Vines in an opportunity that was provided for him and Elijah Vines by Turkey Al-Sheikh in the Ring Magazine and the Box Raw Doghouse Sparring. So I want to say shout out to them. I appreciate them 100% for the opportunity. As we think about and look at, you know, boxing, we as fans, and everybody who loves the sport is a fan, we always want to say our favorite fighter is unbeatable, our favorite fighter will beat the whole world, there is no challenge, you know, nothing for our favorite fighter. But then when we think about it and we look through the lenses of the fighter, the promoter, the managers, the different teams, and you think about the business of boxing, that's where we got to think differently and not be in a fanatical mindset. The reason I say that Xander Zayas and Jahlil Hackett is the best fight that can be made at 154 pounds is because, number one, they're both 22 years of age, both young in their prime, not even in their prime, going into their prime. I think that this would be reminiscent of Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns. At the time, they were 23 and 24, if I'm not mistaken. Or reminiscent of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns. They were in the prime of their careers, both trying to get an opportunity to fight Ray Leonard again. For Marvin the first time, for Tommy Hearns the second time. When you think about it, those were classic boxer versus puncher. Who could impose their will. They did not understand how to lose. They were at a point in life where it was all about just winning, all or nothing. And that's what you get when you get Jahlil and Xander Zayas. Neither one of them understand the concept of how to be a loser. Both of them are on a trajectory up. And much like Thomas Hearns, much like Sugar Ray Leonard, much like Marvin Hagler, much like Roberto Duran, the original Four Kings, it doesn't hurt their career not one bit. It actually enhances them. I think the Puerto Rican fans, they're looking to make their next king of boxing, following Felix Trinidad and the likes of some of the great fighters from Puerto Rico, to have that guy. And they want Xander Zayas to be that guy. When it comes to Jahlil's fans, I first want to definitely shout out the Mexican fans that support Jahlil. Like I said, Jahlil said he went back to using what he was and who he was before this, the black Mexican. I like to thank our black fans in our hometown, DC, for supporting us. They want to see him on top. This is a true 50-50 fight. No guy has a super overwhelming experience gap. No guy has more time in the ring than the other guy. They both been fighting since they were little kids, and they both are riding the biggest highs of their career. Xander Zayas winning the title and Jahlil coming off of the Doghouse and the Underdog series. They're both at their highest points. If you are a fan, think about it like this. Give that perspective first. I just told you about the fighters. If you are a fan, you want to see your guy in the ring against quality competition that is fair. The only quality competition that is fair in this situation right here at the 154-pound division is a 50-50 fight between Xander Zayas and Jahlil. It's 50-50. If you look at the other fights that are going to happen at the 154-pound division, you can't tell me that the big ones that are on stage to happen, that they're 50-50 fights. There is an overwhelming favorite and there is a underdog. If you look at those fights, all of the guys are great fighters, but just being realistic about the fight. Boots Ennis, monster in his own right. He's fighting Usman Lima. You won't be able to find on a poll of 100 people, random people, that will tell you Usman Lima will win that fight. You may have 10 people. Even if you extended to 20 people, that's still 80-20. So if Usman Lima wins, an underdog pulled off the upset. If you go to Keith Thurman and Fundora, after they did the face-off, same 100 people, if you ask them, you may have 25 people that will say that Keith Thurman will win. If Keith Thurman does win, it'll be called an upset. 75-25 in favor of the champion. If you look at Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin, once again, that same 100 people, you may have 25-30 that say Lubin wins that fight. If that happens, it would still be called an upset because the overwhelming majority would be in favor of Ortiz. This is not me saying this in hate or love of either fighter. It's me saying Vegas does it. When you do your betting, you're betting on the odds. They have an underdog and they have a favorite. None of those fights will be at the bookie at 50-50. None of them. When you look at those situations, if Xander or Jahlil was to fight Fundora, Boots, Ortiz, at this moment, neither one of them would be favored to beat those guys. Xander starting his championship reign. Jahlil's still on his championship reign pace and chase for that. This fight, when you look at that from just the odds makers, would you rather spend $100 to see any of those fights that are in essence predetermined unless somebody pulls an upset? Or would you rather see a 50-50 fight and spend that same money, that same $100, or not spend it at all on a free TV network or on a major card where you're gonna get a 50-50 fight? All the fans go in gasping and holding their breath because they don't know. You think you're a guy, but until it happens, you don't know. That's the more exciting fight for the fans. When you look at Xander's potential opponents, I said on BVO podcast, shout out to BVO Boxing on YouTube, I told him right after we won our fight, I said Top Rank going to either pull up Santillan from 147, who the last time we all saw him in a big recognized situation, Brian Norman, the current WBO welterweight champion, was putting him on his face and taking a picture next to him like he was at the club. When we said that before it ever was thought of, when it was thought of and put out, I respect the Puerto Rican fans. They was like, come on, man. You can't give us that. You can't give us that. You got to give us something real. Come better. And the next thing you know, later that evening, Xander Zayas, through his team, was saying, I'd rather get the opportunity to fight the new WBA champion, Abbas, in a unification. First thing, Jahlil, his team, myself, we all said congratulations, shout out to Xander, because he was trying to get a fight where he was the hunter. When you're this young, you're supposed to hunt. So that's what we congratulated him about. But once again, the business of boxing. Do you think Usman Lima's team, not Usman Lima, I apologize, that's who Boots is fighting. You think Abbas's team put the time, energy, effort to get him an opportunity when he beat Tellez for the interim title? get elevated to the regular champion just to go to Puerto Rico and know if he don't get a knockout.
Shout out to BVO Boxing. You understand? Check the boy out. Check the kid out. You understand?